Bring Star Wars into Can everybody hear it? Yeah.
So what is a Char? Well, there's two different types of Chars. There's Char Aznable, and then there's Protagonists. Char Aznable usually hides his identity. He has a reason. Maybe he's got an ulterior motive. He's also usually an antagonist for one of the main characters. He often will also pilot a red mobile suit or a specialty type mobile suit. So oftentimes it'll be red colored. Now Protagonists usually may command a ship. He's going to be an influential figure. He has sunglasses. He also tends to be more charismatic and friendly. And again, he also tends to have his own specially colored mobile suit. So to begin, we have the first and original Char Aznable.
Looks like I'm not destined to get a break these days, am I? Who would have thought I'd bump into something like this on the way home from a routine mission? But I suppose that's what destiny is, isn't it?
No, this is destiny.
Ahead of the enemy.
Don't move! Take off the helmet, very slowly, and face the other way.
Much too strong to be Artisia.
Was that my brother?
Hey Garma, do you read me? Blame this on the misfortune of your birth. What? Misfortune? That's right. Char, you're not saying that you were indeed a very good friend to me. Don't take it personally. You can thank your father for this.
You want to know why your father, Mr. Sion, created the Republic of Sion? He did it after giving thought to the future of all mankind, to be reborn as new types. But he fell ill suddenly, and on his deathbed, your father pointed at dead one Sabi, calling his name.
Is that Char?
And now we have a little bit of Quattro.
Why don't you stick around?
But what about the Earth's environment? Won't this kind of attack severely pollute the planet? Lieutenant, you're not really in favor of this whole operation, are you?
Well, unless we take action, the Republic of Zeon might join forces with the Titans.
Bitches love cannons.
I've lost my ship again. I must be a lousy skipper. You really shouldn't feel bad about what happened to the White Base. You're a hero to the Federation.
You're the only one with the qualifications to lead the AU right now. The masses always like to have a hero to look up to.
You're asking me to play the part of a clown here. I am Lieutenant Quattrobagina of the Anti-Earth Union Group. I have another name. I'm also the man who was known as Char Aznable. Do not think of me as Char of the Principality of Zeon, but rather as the son of Zeon Daiku. Humanity went to space so that the planet would not collapse under the weight of the people on it. Humanity must leave the nursery behind. Our infancy has come to an end. Tell me why, at this turning point in our history, must we fight amongst each other and further pollute the Earth?
Make it stop!
The Earth should be returned to its natural state, and all humanity must make its home in outer space. Otherwise, Earth will no longer be the planet of water. If we truly feel this way, then we should not cling to the Earth like parasites just to fulfill our selfish desires.
Because of what you did today, the AU and Karba have rediscovered their motivation. We're trying to get the people of Earth to move up to space. A task of that magnitude is going to require a sacrifice or two.
So I'm a human sacrifice?
Well, isn't that your family tradition?
Oh, now he can.
So after Quattro tries to get mankind to leave Earth behind because it's been constantly polluted, in his idea, they refuse to. And the event occurs in Double Zeta that the Earth Federation decides they're not going to let this city know what's going on and let the event occur. This causes the birth of essentially a third Char.
The worst of them.
You wanna?
No, I hate Char. I hate this shiny.
So he's kind of an oxymoron of what the other two represent. He's extremely cold, unwilling to acknowledge other points of view because he's so sick of the Earth that he feels he has to destroy it to get mankind to migrate fully into space. He's obsessed with total destruction and ultimately destroys every relationship he built in the past.
Sweetwater was built by patching together a closed type to an open type, and is therefore very unstable. It was made hastily in order to accommodate those refugees who had survived the past space wars. This was the only measure taken by the Earth Federation government. They concluded that everything was fine as long as they had made a container to stick the refugees in. They remained on Earth and refused to share the planet. My father, Zeon Daiku, had made a request to Earth for autonomy for all space immigrants, known as Spacenoids. But he was assassinated by the Zabi family. The Zabis had called themselves the Principality of Zeon, and had launched a war of independence against Earth. You know how it was to end. With the Zabis losing the war, which sealed their fate. But the Earth's government had grown arrogant. The Federation forces had become corrupt from within, giving birth to rogue Federation movements like the Tetons, and resulting in the brazen activities of Haman, who falsely claimed to be a protector of the Zabi family. This history has made us all refugees. What is our future? Reflecting on this tragic history, I firmly believe mankind must do everything to prevent war from rising up again. This is the true purpose behind our operation to drop Axis onto Earth, to change history. Hence, we will discipline the people who continue to live on Earth, and eliminate the source of any wars in Earth's sphere!
So at 3 years after Char's counterattack in the Universal Century, a new, more recent series came out that had a character that wore a mask, was quite blonde, and he called himself the Second Coming of Char. He had these ideas of his own that he thought was very skewed in his manner, where he felt that he was doing exactly what Char's will was, when it's actually the exact opposite. Char wanted to get people away from space. This guy named Frontal, not nudity,
Why not?
has decided, wants to have the space boycott the Earth to make the Earth have to struggle to survive on its own.
I will admit, I hate unicorn.
I like unicorns.
I choose to wear this because it's my style, but it serves as a tool of propaganda. Do you believe in the existence of a box that no one has ever seen and whose contents are unknown, but nevertheless has the power to completely destroy the Federation government? Why?
What's in the box?
Life in the Earth sphere is dependent on the existence of the 7 sides and the moon for energy production, food production, and economic activity itself. If all the sides enter into an economic partnership and boycott the Earth, with no economic value, it will be abandoned until it withers away into nothingness. Subsequently, the Federation government probably won't survive either.
That couldn't be further removed from the ideals of Zeon Daikun, who dreamt of reforming humanity. And it is also worlds apart from the passion and madness of Char, who tried to render Earth uninhabitable and move all humanity into space. If this side co-prosperity sphere of yours comes to pass, the Earthnoids will likely accelerate the redevelopment of their planet and attempt to support an economy of their own. It would be a return to the old AD era. Most likely, the new generation of Earthnoids will grow up in poverty, will even plot to retaliate against the Spacenoids. Familiar? It's just like when Zeon started the 1-year war. No harmony or reform, only the strong and weak endlessly trading places for eternity. Is that what a man who decided to reveal himself to the world again really wants?
I can imagine how you must feel, Your Highness. But this is not a matter of what's right or wrong. It is merely how the world operates. You're fired.
Basically.
So the next series that we have on our list, kind of chronologically comes in place. It's Gundam F91. The most disappointing thing about Gundam F91 is it was supposed to be an actual 52-episode series. However, when Tomoyuki was working on getting it in, he was given the go-ahead, and then a short time in, he was told, oh, actually, we're not going to be doing a full series. Can you just make a long OVA, or like a long movie for it? Destroyed everything for it. But we do get our version of a Char Vader.
What?
swore to myself that I would not remove this mask until the day Cosmo Babylonia is founded. So, there is the Regina isn't here either. Well, the old man won't complain if she died in battle. If it weren't for this mask, I might have struck you dead right now. I wear this mask to hold those emotions in check. This is an era in which man must restrain his untamed passions. I would be happy if you were to rest a while now and reconcile the fall.
So that is our example of the Chars counterattack Char in what was supposed to be a really kick-ass series.
And also, in fact, they even actually have their own ripoff of the Imperial March in this movie.
What?
Yes, it is there. Can we hear it?
So now we leave the Universal Century.
And
And our first series that we have has kind of like, he's actually more of a Quattro type character than he is of Char. He may wear a mask, but he kind of acts more as a mentor character to our main hero.
You wish I was cosplaying this right now.
Hey, it's you again, Jess. Schwartz Bruder. Just what do you think you're doing, Mr. Schwartz Bruder? I've come to stop you. I've been watching. I know exactly where you're trying to go. So first you saved me, and now this time you want to get in my way. If I hadn't arrived, you would have been blown up. I'll drop you! Right now, you're nothing more than someone high on the fact that he's a bit better than others.
Are you my brother?
I challenge you to a Gundam fight battle! Very well. I accept your challenge. Gundam fight! Ready? Go! What's wrong? You're fighting like an amateur. What? Oh no, Schwartz! Hurry, take that mask off! Kyoji!
Oh my
It's really Kyoji!
And now we have our next alternate universe series, where our feature character is a man named Zex Marquis, or Miliardo Peacecraft. It's hard to keep track of which persona he wants to be for Char. Sometimes he's Mobile Suit Gundam Char, sometimes he's Quattro Vegeta from Zeta. Other time, then suddenly he just decides he wants to be Char's counterattack Char. And unlike where Char, it took him 15 years to go mad into this way, Zex seems to do it within the matter of a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. And there's even no reason for it at times.
Personally, I think he just has major PMS, but that's...
The high frontline soldier mustn't rush to battle. I told you, I am a true soldier. It took me 13 years to return to these grounds. Father, forgive your son. There's been much bloodshed along the way, and I've only been able to live a lifestyle that counters your teachings, based on the principles of total pacifism.
Oh, wait, you're serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Has had a considerable influence on Earth. On behalf of my nation, I've come here so I might find out more about this situation. come here from the same kingdom, and my name is Miliardo Peacecraft. Then will you give me the latitude to act on my own accord while I'm here in space?
Yes, of course, that's fine.
You might very well be on the right track to peace. Earth and space. The two exist together and form a pattern of confrontation. I declare that we will eliminate the Earth, the force that conflicts with space. We have no need for you in outer space.
After War, Gundam X. He is, I know there's Chronicle in Victory Gundam, but I don't really think of him as a Char. I think of him as a lame excuse. But we do have our true technical first non-blonde, so it's almost like 4 non-blonde, first non-blonde Char.
フリーでは黒いシェフで敵を殲滅し月が沈むのを待つ。あれから考えた。私がニュータイプの保護を唱える本音の部分にあるものは何だろうかとな。悲劇を繰り返したくない。無論それもある。だが本当のところは自分自身のためなのかもしれない。ニュータイプにこだわり続けることによって自分の過去の傷を塞ごうとしている。それだけ。シャーベル、あとは任せろ。精神波でコントロールされていても動いているのは物理的な物体なのだ。
So next we come to Turn A Gundam, which is essentially set into, even though it's an alternate universe, Tomino did it for the 20th anniversary of the series, set it as in 10,000 years after the start of the Universal Century. And we get another Quattro type Char here, with a character who's not only the bodyguard to the Moon Queen, but he also tries to help the main characters whenever he can.
そちらのご婦人がヒゲのモビルスーツのパイロットなのですか。ご挨拶は後ほどゆっくりと。どなたか私と一曲踊っていただけませんか。
こんばんは。
おや、あなたは。
Yes, that is a boy.
all Quattros, because he hears the main character's name is Laurent, thinks it's Laura, and for half the series he thinks the main character's a girl in the Gundam suit. And every time he sees a guy, he thinks the guy has kidnapped the girl somehow.
Next up we have a pair of series that they actually have both a Char character and a Quattro character. The Char character, Raoul La Crusade, is actually a clone of our Quattro character, Mulaflaga, thank you.
Yeah, you just watched the series too.
Well, these are confusing. So, Mulaflaga acts as an inspiration to Kira, whereas La Crusade just wants pretty much to kill everyone counterattack style. And then we have it reverse, where in the next series, Mulaflaga ends up being our Char character for the first half, and then becomes the Quattro character again in the second half.
Yeah, because they can't make up their mind.
I did not come into this world through natural birth. My genes were all artificially, early in the embryonic stage of my development. I alone have the right to judge all humanity. But cloning's illegal. I'm surprised you don't remember. We've met once before, Moon. Long, long ago, before we ever met on the battlefield. We did what? But are you sure that's me? Oh well. He will be my successor in any case. Why should that woman's child be my heir? Make sure you keep a close eye on him and educate him well. Whatever you do, don't make him into another weakling.
The master and his wife are still in there!
I am he, that arrogant fool who thought he could thwart death itself with his money. Altaflaga, your father, but I am merely that man's defective clone. What? Then the world that we know will come to an end. This world of insatiable desires will end. And then the conceited fools who struggle with it will finally have their wish come true.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in...
And now, Destiny.
Which is really not that good.
Not really.
Rhythm taking off. How interesting. Who is this guy? It's fast. Mr. Saft Ace, your time has come. You have to use it to fight again, Stella. Or the scary things will come, and they'll kill us all.
They'll kill us. Kill me too?
That's right.
No, no way. I don't want to die.
Then I'm afraid you'll have to fight. I know you can do this, Stella. It's the only way we can get rid of all the scary things.
Get rid of the scary things.
have another series that was Gundam Wing done right. It featured a bunch of different Gundams and a bunch of pilots that were under the direction of a woman, and it was split into 2 seasons. The first season featured a character named Graham. You didn't really know where his character was going, but he acted as a rival to our main hero, Setsuna. FZ, I am Gundam. At the end of the first season, he is scarred, and he ends up becoming a character that really wants to be a rival to Setsuna to defeat him, and he wears a mask in the second season and decides to call his name Mr. Bushido.
Because that just sounds so cool.
Never really explained why he chose that name, but he's at a friend's house that has a lot of Japanese motif, so I'm assuming that's where he is. Did you have a question?
I was gonna point out he doesn't pick it. He leaves it.
Oh, you're right. They just start calling him that because of his mask.
Yeah, it pisses him off.
Nice correction. Let's play it.
Our mobile suit teams will follow tactical plan E3.
I'll deal with a double-powered Gundam with a shoulder engines myself. No one is to assist or interfere with me.
I'm sorry, what?
A fine idea, isn't it, Colonel? This is the man with the license, the fabled Mr. Bushido. Celestial being will return soon. When that time comes, I ask that you please grant me the opportunity to fight them again. For revenge, I seek the ultimate mystery to which all true warriors aspire. For the ultimate victory! All you desire is victory! What else is there? Crush your enemies! See the king of the hear the lamentation of the women. Apologies for killing you! You got my blade? This is my way of fighting! Cut me down and seize the victory you so richly deserve!
That was a little bit of Mr. Bushido.
Which I have to say for Gundam series, this is actually the best dubbed Gundam series ever as well.
Well, Thunderbolt is phenomenal.
Well,
Check out Thunderbolt if you have not seen that one. It's a more recent OVA that takes place during the 1-year war. So now, ignoring this series called Age, which pretty much it has a Char clone who does pretty much go through all 3 phases of Char within a couple episode time span, like Zex did, as I mentioned earlier. For the 35th anniversary of the franchise, Tomino came back to do a brand new Gundam series that he wanted to be. At first, they advertised it as being 200 years after the end of the Universal Century. Then, when the series finished airing, he said it takes place 500 years after Turn A Gundam. So there's this conflicting point. There's actually things in there that hint that it could be after Turn A Gundam, because it seems like the world is recovering from a type of post-apocalypse that you saw them living through in Turn A, and they discovered technology again. Other things, though, there's hints, like there's an episode where they're talking about, in Turn A, there's a guy that's talking about a stairway to heaven, which is originally what the elevators were supposed to be in this series. So we get, somewhere in that time frame, we get the lower class citizens, pretty much devastation, hunger affected the earth, so they had to turn to cannibalism. So they started taking lower class citizens and calling them Kuntala. And there's a lot of these soldiers that are part of the Kuntalas. So our Char clone here, he has taken up a mask and wants to be the best soldier ever to bring the status of a Kuntula up to high ranking.
私の真実を伝えよう。実は私はクンタラ出身だ。選ばれた諸君たちも全員クンタラ出身と分かった。クンタラとは何だ。功績以前人に食われるような劣った人という意味だったと聞きます。That's disgusting. このガランデンのマスク部隊として戦果を上げればクンタラの地位は向上する。そしてキャピタルタワーを支配するまでになる。そういうことだ。マスク部隊だ。エルフブルック隊が。People never do that, you know?
Do what?
They never put the word space in front of something just because everything's all sort of high tech. 隊員が捕獲し損なった機体はキャピタルアーミーではまだ解明されていないのだ。うまいとぞ。アメリアのモビルスーツなど。宇宙世紀時代の遺跡かい。分かったぞ。シーセルクの居場所。
Copy of Char's counterattack to give away as a prize. What is our question?
So, before I ask the question, how many of you have actually watched a lot of Gundam series that feel very comfortable in answering this question? Alright, well, you don't know the question, yes, I can't tell you. Alright, so we have in Zeta Gundam a type of clone, correct? It reappears in Shadow's counterattack. What's the name of the clone? Okay, Char? What is the actual name of the character clone?
Good guess.
It's double Zeta.
No,
Double Zeta uniform.
Okay, double Zeta in uniform.
Let Char do
I'll let you try again.
That's Plea.
Plea, yes, Plea or Plu, depending on the...
Here you go.
So you can have the worst Gundam.
Hey, it's awesome.
Worse.
Oh yeah, but...
So, since I have to finish up,
You missed something.
thank you for missing the technical...
Oh, we did miss other Gundam stuff. I will say that.
They have yet to watch Victory, okay?
Yeah, I haven't finished Victory. I've been watching it. What's that?
Then the Build Fighters?
You guys must double
Well, 8th MS team,
Well, Godzilla's not really a
the
shark
difficulty
clone.
is we're trying to take the major...
I was trying to go for like the main
And
aspects
also
for
the problem
shark.
with 8th MS team is it's actually directly involved with the one-year war. So Char exists in that universe. So we're trying to take series where Char actually was not an official character, because 8th MS team and
0080.
all those series, Char
Or
is
83.
there. So it's kind of unfair to say that's a Char clone, which Char still exists. But no, there's Char clones in all of the series. I know Build Fighters has them as well. I've never watched Build Fighters. I've heard good, bad, otherwise. So I say everybody gives their own response for it. Any questions? Any comments?
Have you seen Gundam Build Fighters?
I haven't
You
yet.
should watch it. There's a character because you watch both Char aspects.
Oh
The
yeah,
first
but,
season,
and that's why I can't say anything good or bad because I really haven't watched it. But I will say, no matter what, if you haven't seen anything Gundam, watch Gundam because it is brilliant. It's well written, especially for being 1979. Come on, people. You saw Saturday Night Fever, Reese? Oh my God, we have to have something good for in the 70s. Yes.
All right, well, thank you guys. Thank you for sitting through the
And
technical
Char, come get your
difficulties.
prize.
Especially since I managed to run a 55-minute panel in 35 minutes. If you would like, I'm going to be posting this panel up on YouTube. I'm also been doing a lot of videos because I also review kaiju movies. I have business cards if you want, I can give you them. Otherwise, have a great night.